Right, Clarets, fan reaction. Burnley nil, Stoke City nil. Poor, really. Not a lot to say about that. Really, really poor. I think the lads had been on the drink last night, because that was not great. First half, passing was poor. Trying to get into the game, we struggled. I don't think in that first half any player, maybe Sarmiento, but other than that, no player could come off at half time proud of the performance that they'd put in. Koleosho doesn't work on the right. We know that. Anthony doesn't work on the left. We know that. Don't know why. Parker himself has said that Koleosho works better on the left, so I don't understand why, after Anthony's played so well on the right over the last few games, why all of a sudden he's changed that just so Koleosho plays on the right. But like I say, Parker's admitted himself that Koleosho's better on the left. Brownhill doesn't work in that double pivot role with Cullen. He works so much better when he's playing forward in a 10 and given that freedom. Doesn't work in that 6 role. Pires, I thought, did well defensively, to be fair, in the first half, but going forward it was lacking. Like I say, the passing wasn't at it in the first half. We just weren't at it. We were poor, we were sloppy. I thought even Trafford, in those first couple of minutes, they get a free kick, and all right, they put the ball in, and Trafford looked shaky with the ball coming into the box. I mean, the rest of the game he looked like he was commanding, and about 10 minutes after that, he makes a good claim for a cross. And the rest of the game, really, he made a couple of great saves, but other than that, he didn't really have much to do himself. But yeah, first half, like I said, just sloppy, poor, passive, really. Weren't really in the game. All right, we created a few chances. I can't think of any that we got on target, though, in that first half. And then second half, really not much better, to be honest. Again, the passing had improved in that second half. I think, obviously, you could tell we changed shape when the substitutions were made. I mean, J-Rod, as much as I love him, and I'd have him in our team till he was in his 60s, because it's J. Rodriguez, and he's Mr. Burnley, and I happily admit he's my favourite player of, probably of all time, just because it's J-Rod. But today the game passed him by, and it feels bad saying it, but he's not the answer to our problems. He's not the striker that should be starting. But we haven't really got any other options. I think Foster, when he came on, didn't really show me much why we've missed him. Obviously, he came on to play in the 10 while Fleming was up front, and that's another thing that baffled me. You've got Fleming, who's an actual 10, Foster, who's an actual striker. Bringing both of them on, why are you playing them both out of position like that? That baffled me as well. But yeah, like I say, today it's just disappointing. We did improve second half. I think we created a lot more chances in the second half. Getting a shot on target, though, I don't think we had one up until probably extra time, which for a team who are expected to be up there come the end of the season, a team that, with how well we've done this season, and how much better we've been in the last few games. To not get a shot on target until so late in the game is pathetic, really. It's not good. But yeah, I thought when we brought Hannibal on and Laurent came on, I do feel like we did look like the better side. I mean, Sarmiento, I was gutted he came off because he looked the real deal. I think he is technically probably the best player we have at the club at the moment. Obviously, he's still young himself. He's still raw. But talent-wise, I think he is definitely probably the best player we have at the club right now. And you can see when he gets the ball, he doesn't want to just do the passing round. He wants to turn and get the ball and go forward and attack. And I think when we took him off, we did lose that a little bit. But like I say, we did play better when the subs came on. And then obviously the incident with Hannibal, like the lad who goes down, and I mean, I'm gonna say this now, like I'm still not convinced it was a red card. Like I've seen replays and I'm still not certain there's much he could have done. I know obviously he didn't really protest, and that usually does give you an idea. The player's reaction does usually give you an idea, but I'm not convinced it was a red card. The lad who goes down shouldn't have been on the pitch anyway, but that's by the by. And then he throws himself to the floor like it's not a foul in the first place. All right, if Hannibal does stand on him or doesn't stand on him, whatever, like it's not a foul in the first place. He goes down, and then if Hannibal stamped on him and he's intentionally done it, then it's an absolute brain dead thing to do and absolutely stupid, and there's no justification for it. You can't do something like that. And I mean, we've all said he's a red card walking, but this is the first red card of his career. He plays that sort of game where he is just on the line, and that aggression and the fire and the passion, that's what we all like about him. But today, he's got it wrong on whatever level. If he has done it deliberately, if he has stamped on him, or if not, whatever. Today he's got it wrong and he's got himself sent off. And he's a player that we are going to miss for those lot on Saturday, because he has that passion and he has that fight. And I mean, it's probably better that he got sent off today than than if he would do on Saturday. But at the same time, he's going to be a big miss for the derby. Like I say, I've got no justification for him. I'm still not convinced it was a red card, but if he's done it himself, and if he has, deliberately stood on their player or stamped on their player or whatever, there's no justification for it, and it's silly. But yeah, like I say, I'm just disappointed tonight. We had a penalty appeal, which, to be honest with you, if we'd have got it and we'd scored from it, I don't think we'd have deserved it. Because we've got a point today that we probably didn't really deserve. But that's 12 games now unbeaten. I think there's 7 wins in there. It's another clean sheet. We've still only conceded 9 goals all season, which is remarkable. That's something that doesn't get mentioned enough. It's absolutely incredible to have still only conceded that many at this stage. At time of this being recorded, we're still second in the league. Still only a few points off Leeds on top, so we're still well within this fight. Before these last 3 games, I said I'd be happy with 7 points. Well, obviously, we got the win against Watford. we've got the draw again. The win against Sheffield United, the draw against Borough, and then the draw today. So that puts us on 5. Beat them lot down the road on Saturday. That's given us the 8 points. That's one more than I expected from these games, and one more than I said I'd be happy with. So, yeah, just don't lose on Saturday. Go get 3 points. Beat the bastards. Come on. Up Clarets.